Hello, my Flosstube friends. It's time for another episode. How is everybody? We've made it to another Friday. Yay! I'm excited. It's Friday. Friday, as we call it in our house. So, you might be here because this is a channel about cross-stitching. Or you might be here because you stumbled upon my video in a recommended feed. Totally cool. You're welcome to hang out and hear about some cross stitch, maybe a little knitting thrown in, some plans, some life updates, all that good stuff. So, I am Annie, Joy-Filled Stitcher. I am Joy-Filled Stitcher both here on YouTube and over on Instagram, so come check me out over there. And today is Flosstube number 67. I call them my Fun Friday Flosstube weekly updates, and this is the 67th of those. And today is Friday, August the 28th, 2020. We are still in 2020 for a couple more months, and that's okay. We're going to make it through. So first thing I would like to say is thank you so much to all of you who sent me an email, sent me an Instagram message. Some of you even sent me a message on Facebook, sending your prayers and your thoughts to me as Hurricane Laura was kind of barreling down on Texas really super fast. One, it turned, so it didn't hit really Texas at all. There was some, not landfall, so to speak, but there was some backlash. It was the clean side of the hurricane, not the dirty side, that hit the Texas coast. We live in North Texas. I live in Fort Worth, which is neighbor to Dallas. So we are only about an hour from the Oklahoma-Texas border along the Red River. So we are in North Texas, which is about 5 hours from Galveston. Maybe even further. Maybe like 6 hours from Galveston. Texas is big, y'all. Texas is big. It's like a whole other country. That was a slogan that was used on lots of things for quite some time. So welcome to all of you who might be new. We've had a little bit of an uptick in new Flosstube friends. So if you are new and this is your first video, or maybe this is your second video, welcome. I'm so happy you're here and you've joined this barrel of fun and barrel of monkeys. If you are returning and you're one of my returning friends, you've been around for 2 videos or all the videos, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here week after week. It's so awesome to see your comments, to just be encouraged by you and just feel uplifted. This is a great community and I am so thrilled to be part of it. So what's on the docket for today? So for today, we have some Stitchy talk. Specifically, I've got some WIPs. I had no starts this week, and I had 2 finishes. What is this? I have 2 finishes. So anyway, I had no new starts though. So woohoo! Some WIPs. A little bit of. I'm going to show you my knitting WIP. Plans, stash, some yarn haul, and a little bit of life update thrown in here and there. So first thing I want to share is a non-stitchy stash, which is this amazing headband, which I really feel like I'm rocking. And I went on Claire's because I will say I watch lots of really great Flosstubers. And one of them that I've watched since practically the beginning is Danielle. She's Stitcherista. And she is kind of fluxed back and forth between diamond painting, stitching, and coloring. And she does lots of different things on her channel. I'm not upset about her, as she calls it, her potty mouth. I'm not upset about that. She does her. She's fully like out there, this is me. It is what it is. And I'm like, respect. It's not something you'll see on my channel, but that's just because it's not in my vernacular. It's not something I use. But anyway, a couple of weeks ago, she had shared, she was wearing a super cute headband in one of her videos, and she said she had gotten them at Claire's. And I'm like, Claire's what? Because the last time I shopped at Claire's, I was in high school, and I was, like, thigh highs were in. Yes, thigh highs were in with mini skirts and tiny little cardigans. and really tall clunky shoes, because I was in high school in the 90s, folks. I was in middle school during grunge. Not good looks. None good looks. And some of them trying to come back, and I'm like, let's bring back the 80s. I can deal with neon. I can do with bright colors. I don't think I can do hammer pants or parachute pants. I was watching Nicole's needlework, and she was like, I had a pair of parachute pants in this color. And I was like, yes. Awesome, Nicole. Where was I even going with this? Oh, anyway, so I went on the website and found quite a number of really cute ones. So I wore one yesterday that was a really cute red, like, chiffon bow. They're a standard headband. They don't go around the back. Because one thing I will tell you is, as possibly a child of the 80s who was placed on her stomach as an infant, because that's what you did, the back of my head is incredibly sloped. Like, I have no ledge back here. So I put on those really super cute little elastic bands, and it doesn't matter if it says will stay put no matter what. It's like cement. It will stay on your head. Nope. Within 3 seconds, it's like, and shoots off the back of my head. I can wear regular headbands. But typically, I can't wear them for very long without them giving me like a headache or pressure points back here. I've done 2 days in these. They're really comfortable. And they had a code going, and I think it's still going because I maybe ordered more today. Well, and I bought one for Joyfield Little One and I that's rainbow. Well, she can't wear that to school, and she really enjoyed it, and she said it wasn't bothering her head. Well, so I went on, and they have some like this with the cute little bow, and it's knit, so they're really super lightweight. This is just like a seersuckery fabric. And I got her the uniform colors because they can only wear hair accessories that are navy, white, gray, or black. So I got her navy, white, and gray. So that's, she doesn't know yet. And got some more for me because they've put out a couple more that were like more fall. So yeah, you're probably going to be seeing some more of these because they're super comfortable. I like how they hold my hair back and off of my face, and they highlight the waves. Now I will say my hair is a little out of control because #carpool. Hottest carpool of the year. I will show you a picture of what my car thermometer said when I got into it. Can you see that number? That is 109. And that's not a glitch. That's the actual temperature. It was hot, y'all. Hot. Sorry. Conversation, ongoing text conversation about the pool tomorrow, when it's going to be another 100 and bajillion degree day. That's like swimming in bathtub water. Not pleasant. I want to like be shocked by how cool the pool, cold the pool is. But anyway, so I have a bunch of cute headbands. I enjoy them. I think they're cute. I might link this one below. Last week I couldn't link everything because I was obviously wordy and chatted a lot and shared a lot of things because I couldn't put everything in. It was like, you're over, and I was over by a lot. And I have some definite stuff I want to share in there this week. So if I have room, I will link to this headband. I did buy more today, and there was a code. So a lot of stuff is already 30% off. And then on top of that, if you use the code, you get like 40 additional % off, or it's like 40 and then you get 30 or something. So I think the ones I bought yesterday, and maybe even these today, were like 4 something each. That's a deal, Lucille. All right, so Color Street. I do have a pretty color on my nails for Color Street. This is Capitol Hill. I do believe it's a retired, but it's kind of like this really pretty neutral, but then it's a neutral with like this huge chunky rose gold and champagne over it. I have 2 Color Street dealers. I get some from Jennifer Upton. She's here on Flosstube. She's over on Instagram also. And I do get some from a local mom who's mom of one of my daughter's really good friends. And so I get from her because I can porch pick up. Jennifer's awesome too because she had some that were retiring that my friend Lisa did not have. So I kind of like did from both. And I might, because I love Amy of Creativity by Gidge. I love her, and I may need to throw some money her way. One can never have too much color street. And so I probably am going to change them up because Joyful Little One wants hers done. And when I have to kind of do hers and mine out of the same pack, so I'm not wasting. Because I can do mine out of a half a pack, and I always am like, well, do you like this? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, then you don't get your nails done this week. Sorry. Too bad, so sad. Anywho, so yeah, headbands, pretty cool. I'll update some more as we go along, but basically, carpool, hot. School, we have successfully completed our second full week of in-school instruction. It is awesome. My students are incredible. I love them. I love all the new people I have this year. I love the ones that are returning. I often have kids that are with me year after year because I am an interventionist. And so yeah, and today is Spirit Day. We get to wear spirit wear. Our head of school, who doesn't believe in jeans, was like, this is the year that you get jeans every Friday. Can't promise it from this point out. And I'm like, whoop whoop. But I was like, no jeans today. Today is a jean skirt because it was going to be 105, and then it decided to go beyond that. Carpool is actually going very well. You know, I talked about the saga of the like near hour-long carpool the first day of school, Monday. We are down to our normal timing, which is awesome. So I have another pair of earrings on today from Bluebonnet Jewelry. They are on Instagram, and they're local to me around in my area. They're in North Fort Worth. And this is another pair of her polymer clay studs. So I had another pair I wore earlier this week that are kind of like a stud within a hoop. Super cute. So I might have fallen down a rabbit hole of polymer clay earrings on Etsy, and you might be seeing those. Like, I might show them on my video. Like, I think some of y'all like to see kind of the lifestyle things that I get. I've been told I enable in multifacets. So I've been enabled by lots of you. Oh, good gravy. Bless me. I have been told I enable. But that's just payback for me being an enabler. Let's be honest. It's a vicious cycle. I probably will enable you with something today. I hope I enable you with a kit I got. I really do, because it is going to be so good. So good, and I cannot wait to share it. But I am going to wait to share it because it's part of Stash. So, that's that. All right, I think, let's go ahead and get into some stitching talk. I'm going to go just balls to the wall today and bust out the knitting whip first. Get the knitting whip out of the way. We'll kind of bookend things with knitting. So I'll show knitting whip, stitching stuff, stitchy stash, plans, all that, and then we'll do yarn haul and life update. Any other life update. One thing before I show the knitty things, I realized when I finished my video last week, and it was all in one segment, I was like, woo-woo, that I forgot my hug. And some of you pointed out to me, and I said, I promise I will pay you back next week. And I feel horrible when I forget. But my brain was scattered last week. No buts. Not a sorry but. I can't do that. I've tried to get myself to stop with the I'm sorry but. There's no excuse when you say you're sorry. So I'm going to make up for it. So here are your 2 hugs for this week. There's one. And then give yourself one. So, we took care of hugs. And I am going to write it in my notes so that I do not forget any longer. I will write it in my notes. So yeah, let's talk knitting. This lives in my little cute Amazon bag that I got that will go over your arm. It's like a cotton canvas. I have linked it before. I will link it again if anybody is interested. I actually have some in stash today, so I'll link those. I am knitting the Hitchhiker shawl. This is from Martina Bem. You can find it on Ravelry or in the description box below. Disclaimer. For those of you who have been here, you know my disclaimer, which is everything will be there but tomorrow morning. I upload. I don't wait to type in all the description box to upload. I am knitting this with a pair of US 2.5 or 3 millimeter Chai Goos. They're the red lace circulars in a 40-inch cable. And I am stitching this with a thread picker's yarn in a Mucky Pup. It is a fingering weight. And I did not get as much on this as I wanted to. I fell asleep sitting in this chair far too many times this week. And so stitching is a little light, and so is the knitting. So here is where I was last week, and this is where I got to. So unfortunately, it does not have as much progress as I would like. However, even one row makes me happy. I'm a progressor. And so I'm really liking this one. I am enjoying this knit. I'm enjoying this yarn a lot. I wish thread pickers would come out with some more. Although I don't need anybody else to buy yarn from. Hashtag the yarn is a coming. I'm all about the hashtags. And people all about Benjamins. I'm all about the hashtags. But ching. All right, let me show you some projects. My finishes are somewhere in here, so I will they'll just be mixed in. All right, first project that I worked on this week lives in a Love You More Studio co-pouch. This is our sleeve. This is a company that has book sleeves. I just whacked myself in the face with it, but it didn't hurt because it's nice and squishy. They started selling these as book sleeves. However, Michelle G, Bendy Stitchy, and many others have realized how awesome they are for projects. This is the standard size. I have a full size, but I don't have it over here with me. It's actually the full size is what I keep my Bible in because it's taller and wider by a bit. But this fits like half sheet charts perfectly. And the half sheet chart that is in here is Hands-On Design, Choose Happy. This was a Be Well and Stitch freebie. I think it still is. And I was so excited to start a SAL and people participated. Like, that's cool. That makes me so happy. I am stitching this on Hand Dyed by Stephanie Lugana. It's 32 count in French blue. And if you want to still do this, I'm not finished. There are people finished, like fully finished, of course. That's why I start along all the things. You will finish it far sooner than I will, and that's okay. I'm a process stitcher. I travel the road less stitched by. Yes. So I worked on this, sorry, the hashtag is hashtag Choose Happy Sal. And I got a bit more progress, not a ton, but I put in some of the centers of the flowers. And I just think this is so fun. I'm honestly, I could finish this, but I'm kind of enjoying having it like as just a fun, like pick it up and do a little bit and pick it up and do a little bit. All right, so another one that I worked on, I love this one. This is Pineberry Lane, and this is Christmas Time Sewing Roll. And so it is St. Lucia, or Lucia, I'm not sure. I think it's Lucia. And I just realized that I've been, telling you about St. Lucia. We did Christmas Around the World in 4th grade, and I was St. Lucia. And so I kind of have a soft spot. And I had maybe been looking, maybe not really looking, but like when I saw this, I was like, me please. Because it's the full kit. This was part of the Quaint Country Ladies, I think it was 2019. Yes, 2019. So if it isn't released yet, I assume it will be maybe soon. And so on the back, it says St. Lucy, or Lucia, was a Christian martyr who devoted her life to God and the poor. She has often let me start that sentence over again. She is often depicted wearing a white gown with a red sash and a crown of candles on her head. Known as the bearer of Christ's light, her feast day is celebrated on December 13th and marks the beginning of Christmastide. So I like it, and it holds sentimentality to me. So with the kit came the linen, the flosses, and the finishing fabric to make the sewing roll. It also came with a needle. I do not know if I will do it as a sewing roll. I'm not sure. We shall see. I purchased this off of Stash and Load, and it lives in a Love You More Studio Co sleeve. Is this a sleeve heavy week? No, kind of good smattering of everything. I can't remember what the linen is on this, but it is charted in Weeks Dye Works. And I got some more of this flower done and some of the additional petals. So I love this. It's kind of maybe hard to see. I think it's showing up. This is done kind of in a checkerboard pattern, and then so will these little buds, and they get smaller as they go down. So yeah, this is a fun one to just pull out and work a little bit on. Like this one was just started, so obviously it is not on my high list of like get it finished projects. Mary's sampler should be, because it's my oldest whip, but that's not how I roll. All right, this project lives in a Diddly Daddle in-hand stitcher size bag, so it's one of her smaller bags, and it will not be after today because it's a finish. Ba-ba-da-ba. So this is Acorn Assortment by Ardith Designs, Amanda May. She designed this based on a, I think, 16th century tile design. And so last time I showed it, I had the whole purple ring shape. I had 3 of the fan flowers and the jalapeno plants in the middle, because these look like jalapenos. Jalapeno heart plants in the middle. And I was thinking that I was going to finish the last fan flower and be done. Well, I ended up deciding. It's called Acorn Assortment. And if I did not stitch some acorn on here, I'd be like cheating. So I did stitch acorns on here. So what I did is I recharted some acorns. Made them a little Quakery. This is on an 18 count Ada from Mystic Fabrics in Snirt. And it is a finish. So what I did was I kind of charted. The acorn sheeted are really cool. They're a little more like swoopy, but I wanted these to be at these 4 points because there was actually a skipped stitch intentionally, because that's where the pumpkins were. Well, I was like, I need acorns. So I did acorns, and you may or may not be able to tell, but I back stitched my initials. So this is A, C, V, and then I put, it's hard to see, 20 in that one. And I just really love this. This is fun. I think this one might be the first one that goes in my journal. Because I have a Stitchy like junk journal, but I haven't put anything in it yet. And so I think this might be the first thing to go in it. So yay! I'm gonna put that over there because it needs to be dekitted, because it's still got a bunch of stuff in it. Next up, this lives in a bag that I sewed using Helen D's tutorial. I link her video below. It's in the Flosstube section. I put it in there every week because almost certainly I show one of the bags that I used her tutorial for. The only thing that is different is she does like a 15 or by 15 or a 14 by 14. I do mine more like an 11 by 14. So they're similar in size to like a So Much to Love bag. This one holds Teresa Kogut. It is one of her angels, and this is Pray. This one is being stitched on 28 count Lugana. It's in a rose color. I bought it off of Stash Unload and it did not have a name. So I know some of you have asked before, but it reminds me a lot of my 25 count Ash Rose Lugana. So it's some kind of a rose Lugana. And it is stitched in all the called for DMC. And I got more of her face put in. Some of this kind of sandy tan color in her face. And so you can kind of see she's peacefully praying. And I love this. This is another one that I enjoy pulling out every single time. So, yay for that one. Next up, this one lives in a book sleeve, or a sleeve that I sewed with fabric from my stash. This was some Alexander Henry fabric that my mom had given me enough of a scrap of, and I just think it's so cute. And this one holds Plum Street Samplers. This is the Cereal Bowl Collection Sampler Lesson 4, and it says, be you to others kind and true, as you would have others be to you. This was another of a club kit. I believe it was also Dying to Stitch. Maybe not. Maybe it was a Plum Street kit. I don't know. But it has all the called for flosses. It did not come with any linen, but it did come with the flosses. So that was kind of cool. And I have a lot of these left because I am only using one strand. So my thought is that when I am finished with this will go to Destash with the chart and the called for flosses. I'm stitching this over one on 25 count Ash Rose Lugana. This was my first over 1 on 25 count, and I love it. It's so tiny. So I put in the shoes of the little shepherdess and her crook, and then I put in all, it's the same color as this. I put in, it's hickory sticks. I put in the door, the window, the outline of the roof, and the windows, and then this will all be filled in with that color. So basically kind of what I'm doing is, if you notice, I've got empty spaces in these pumpkins. I've got all this green of the hill. I've got this of the roof. I'm kind of giving myself big swaths of colors that this would be a good one to take kind of to work, to do like lunchtime stitching, because I don't have to count anything. So that's kind of my intention as I pull this out each time, is to put in some detail, like with the crook and the shoes, but then get me some areas that I could fill in that are mindless stitching. So yeah, I really love this one too. So last week and the week before, I had said that this month is Find Your Joy August. And I basically went through right before the beginning of August and went through all my WIPs and took a good hard look at them and kind of made some mental notes of one that I was like, And then there were some that I was like, oh, I haven't worked on this in a while. Oh my gosh, I really want to work on that. And so I kind of started a pile. And then ended up being about 28 projects-ish. And so I put them all in a wheel. And then I spun and just like have decided to work on those each day, with the intention that when I pull it out, to assess how I feel about it. Am I enjoying stitching on it? Okay, if I'm not enjoying it, is it something that I can do a modified finish on and call it done, like if it's further along, or is it one that I don't like the fabric, or I don't like the way the floss is stitching up on the fabric? Like what's the reasoning why I'm not liking it? And then, or is it like just one I'm like, I'm not feeling it, and I want to sell it off to somebody else who will love it and stitch it. Lock, stock, and barrel, like everything. Flosses, fabric, and so some things come into Destash. And I've already said, I have gone back, and if you had put a comment on something in Destash, I have responded back to you to say it's yours if you still want it. And what's going to end up happening is probably every day I will post a little bit, but then I will keep invoices open until, and you claim it, it's yours. I'll basically start like a little pile for you. And then when I'm done, I will invoice. Because I have a lot of stuff and it seems insurmountable to do it all at once. Plus I got myself locked out of Instagram the last time I did that. So I don't need to do that again. So my Destash is linked below in my kind of right under the description, the top description. It says where else to find me, and it's Joy-Filled Destash. So yeah, good pricing. This one also lives in a Diddly Daddle Designs in Hand Stitcher bag, or it did, because this is another finish. Ba-ba-da-ba. This was a Mania start. This was my May 2nd Mania start. And this is Lizzy Kate's Farm Sampler. This is a cute little snippet. I really enjoyed stitching this. This is coming to Destash. And it's finished. I stitched this on an 18 count Ada from Mystic Fabrics in Veteris. And I did a slight modification to it. I like that it said, sorry, I have a needle and you know what, actually, before, oh, it's over there. I had a needle still left in these projects. I was not feeling the farm words. So I changed it. Of course I did. Want to know what I changed it to? Same thing I want on every project. Joy! So this time, in order to finish it out, I had these red eyelets to do. I had the little bit of water. I had a bit more of the grass right here under the barn. And then I had the word to do. And then because it wasn't long enough, I put a heart, another heart. So we have Joy. Cute little farm with cute little animals, and she's finished. So this might go in my journal. It likely will go in my journal. And I have a bunch of other smalls. Actually, no. Lies, it's not. I actually have a plan to do a whole wall hanging with all my joys. Because I have this one, I have a couple of other ones. And so this is going to go in my special secret spot, duh, of all my joy things. So this needs to go over there. Also to be dekitted. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about, because I had 2 projects I didn't stitch on this week that were Find Your Joy projects, because I wasn't feeling it. And like, I keep notes in my phone as to what I stitched on each day, not the quantities or anything. I don't do that anymore, but I just, so then I can transfer it into my paper calendar all in one whack. I was not feeling 2 of my projects. I think one of them was just because I had not sat down and done the colors, and I wasn't super feeling it's Square Dance, which I'm doing the whole series, which because of July, no excuses, but I did not do July's, but I think it's because I've not been super inspired by it. July is fish, and I'm like, So I'm trying to figure out something else I could stitch for July that makes sense with the month. So I don't know. I'm kind of mulling that over because I had flosses in there that I could use. I mean, I have plenty in that bag that I've pulled from other months. I'm just not feeling the fish. So I'm still contemplating that. So I pulled it out. It was a day that I was kind of already tired. I didn't want to think colors. I didn't want to think about things and I could have gone ahead and started August because I know what colors I'm using for August. The problem is I didn't have a pattern printed. It just would have been too much work. So I'm going to readdress that one soon. Maybe this weekend. That might be something good to have on my list of hey, you need to address what you're going to do for July, get your flosses done for August, and go ahead and get September. So you can get your hiney caught back up because I was doing so good. Don't talk to me about Linens and Threads Mystery Sampler. I think what I'm going to do is go through what's been released so far, pick what I like, put them where I like, and make it my own. Because there's some that were coming out that I was like, because April rocked my world. I almost feel like I just need to find a way to finish it because April was so epic. How do you top that? April was it was a gigantic tree of amazingness. Anywho, so one of those days was it yesterday? No, it was the day before. Yeah, it was yesterday. And I wasn't feeling the project. And I'll discuss a little bit about that in just a second. So this is one that did not get worked on because I was just busy on that day. And I was like, okay, I want to work on my bop, but I don't have time to work on anything else. But I kept it in my bucket over there. And I was like, I would like to still visit it. So I visited it. And that is this bag. Ugh, it's one of my most favorites. And it's not one I made, but it's so cute. It's a So Much to Love bag. And it has these fanciful French squirrels on it, and snails, and autumn leaves, and it's amazing. And this one holds the Blue Flowers Autumn Drum. And this is an exclusive kit at Acorns and Threads. It comes with Lakeside linens, 40 count, gorgeous, enough for the top and side. It comes with all of the called for silks, more than enough. Look at how gorgeous those are. So it's thread gatherers, silken colors, and silken colors, Gloriana and Belle Soie. Yeah. And it's on vintage pecan butter linen, 40 count from Lakeside. So I mean, it checks all the boxes. And it's a steal. So please, I think the last time I heard they still had some. If you are interested, call them. Get them to send one to you. So I worked a bit more on the top, and actually while I'm thinking about it, I need to take my needle out because look at what, I don't know if you can see this, but I bent that bad boy. I'm a rough stitcher, but I bent that. It's like a 28 tininess, and I bent it, and it's been driving me crazy for 2 days. So bye. I have some 28s, some John James. So I spent some more time filling in these acorns up here and starting this little flower pattern. I am saving my initials till the end. Now I will tell you something. So the sides of this say acorns. Well, I was already contemplating stitching it as 2 separate pieces, like calling the top a finish and then the sides as a separate finish. But then today, one moment, let me show you. I was looking at, where was I looking at? What was I looking at? I don't even remember. Oh, Acorns and Threads. Their newsletter came out, and they showed new releases coming soon. I was like, yes, please. Well, that was today. Where is it? Oy vey. I want to show you. Oh, here it is. I played phone tag with them for quite some time, and I love them, but I had heard about this company on Etsy called Needle Case Goodies, and yeah, so I bought it from them this time. So yeah, let me show you this to you. This is a new release that's coming soon from the Blue Flower with the same, kind of the same Acorns look, but it says, the creation of 1,000 forests is in a single acorn. So I'm stitching that. So I'm doing the top of the drum, and it's going to go in my, probably in my journal, and then I'm going to stitch this. I don't think this is going to be enough linen for that, but I will find a use for this beautiful 40 count. I don't know what. I don't know when. I don't know how. But I'm going to use that Lakeside Linens. That was a terrible song interlude. But anyway, so when I saw that, I was like, yeah, Janine, you getting me, you get me, you get me. So the last week, I spun on Friday's video for my BOP, my big old project, or my BAP, my big awesome project, which, mind you, I've been calling it that for a long time, and somebody else called it that. I was like, that's my thing. Big awesome project. Jardin Privé, Quaker de la Ferme. So this was my big old project I spun. I started this during Mania. I am stitching this on 18 count earthen by Picture This Plus with Color and Cotton Adobe. So I am stitching it all in this beautiful floss from Color and Cotton. And I've done a couple of stitching sessions in this. I fell asleep one night stitching it, like literally was stitching it. Messed it up a little bit, so I had to fix that the next day. This will get at least one more day. So I finished out this motif, and I started on the fence and did these 2 hearts. So I have some more time in this, but this is a fun stitch. I like the monochrome. It moves really fast, really fast. And it's so cute. There's so many cute motifs. That's all she wrote for what I worked on this week. I told you it was not that much. Last week I had like gajillion projects to show. All right, so the other one that I did not work on, and this is going to sound sacrilegious from me, but it's the one I did not work on, and I don't know that I will continue in its current fabric state, is All Joys for Thine. It's Blackbird Designs. It's a beautiful chart. I am stitching it on 18 count. Well, it's the called for colorway, which is Heartland by Picture This Plus, but I'm in 18 count Ada, and it is loosey-goosey. It is not cute. It is not cute at all. And I don't like how it's stitching up, and I sometimes like them, and I sometimes don't. So I'm debating. I'm debating if I'm that much of a sampler stitcher, truly, and I'm debating whether I'm going to continue it, or if I'm just going to pass it on to somebody. And if somebody wants it with my fabric, I'll send it to you. There might be an error in it. I don't think so. I think I did that one actually right. But that might be coming to Destash because I'm just not sure. So yeah, joys, but it's not bringing me joy. So in my world, I'm like, I only want to stitch on things that bring me joy. And if I abandon a project, it's okay. All right, so let me show you what I have still I would like to stitch on this weekend. First, today's Find Your Joy project I have not gotten to yet. I'm going to stitch on it this evening, and it lives in this bag that one of my Flosstube friends, Mandy, made for me, and she pieced that, and it's gorgeous, and I adore it. And this one holds United We Stand by Teresa Kogut, and I started this for hashtag Diversity and Inclusion SAL and hashtag Representation Matters SAL. I've already placed this on the Q-Snap, but I'm gonna pull it off so I can show you all of it that I have so far. And this is on 27 count Linda from Be Stitch Me and Through the Stones. And I adore her face. That little, she's just so cute, so prim. Prim and proper. And so my goal is to outline the other Mondo Gigantor dress, and that color transfers over into the hem of this skirt and the star detailing. So I am going to try to get those things done. It might lead me into tomorrow. It depends on how much I get done. But if it does, that's okay. I have noticed some projects just kind of spill over, and that's okay too, into more than one day. And I'm loving this. I am stitching this 2/2 on the 27, so that makes it like 13 and a half count. All right, so then tomorrow being the 29th, I'm gonna actually do Long Dog Leap Day Sal. I have forgotten it the last few months. The project I started on Leap Day lives in this Garon tote bag, and I'm assessing it tomorrow to decide if I'm going to continue it or if I'm going to go with one of my other long dogs. This is on, I don't know what fabric this is. That's how long it's been since I pulled this out. It would be nice if I could find the information. Got lots of color conversions and things like that. Oh, here it is. This is on Snirt. 18 count Ada in Snirt. This is Long Dog Samplers Seeking Solace. This is one I started, obviously, for Long Dog Leap Day Sal. This is part of the collection 2017. So it's a collection of 9 charts you can get off of their website. I will link it below. And the verse says, Father, hear the prayer we offer, not for ease that prayer shall be, but for strength that we may ever live our lives courageously. Be our strength in hours of weakness, in our wanderings be our guide. Through endeavors, failure, danger, Father, be thou at our side. So here's the thing. I love this. And I did a color conversion. And look at how beautiful those colors are. It's so fun. Love it. Love the bag. Love everything about it. But I'm not drawn to it. And I think it's because of this massively amazing deco style border that I just can't, it seems endless. So I'm contemplating. One, I'm contemplating moving this to 20 count because I'm loving 20 count. 2, I'm contemplating stitching it without the border, because what really drew me to this was the verse first and foremost, but it's also all of these fantastic flower motifs, and I feel like that's the shining star. And the border, while incredible, kind of takes away from it. So I'm going to see if there's a way, if I have enough fabric. This is going to be the tricky part, because I would like to continue on this piece of fabric and not waste it. But I would have to see if I've got at least 2 inches, top and bottom, and then still have enough fabric. So I don't know. This is a Garon Grime Guard, because I like this fabric. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to try tomorrow, maybe restarting. I'm gonna have to pull this all out and see how much I even have. I think this is a pretty big piece, because I think this is when I reached out to Misty and said, hey, do you got any more Snirt? Because I really want to use this for this project. And she was like, I found one. Nope, it's an 18 by 29, which means it's probably a little smaller than that. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I have a really pretty piece of Color and Cotton Brown Sugar, light brown sugar. 20 count. Okay, I need to put that over there so I can reflect. So I also thought that if I just decide, meh, I'm going to wait and maybe restart it later, which would be perfectly fine. I have other long dogs. I have Pandemic. I have that one. And I have this one. Do I have one more? I think that's it. This one lives in a Diddly Daddle Designs bag. This was New Year, New Start for me. I haven't had it out in a while. And this is Long Dogs, Count Your Blessings. And this is on 18 count. This is actually kind of small for her charts. This is on 18 count sterling from Picture This Plus. And that's where I am right now. So I did that huge Mondo vase, which I think is finished. Yes. And I'm working through the chevron and the sheep, kind of in the middle motif. And I love this one. This one's fun. I am stitching this all in the called for, which I think is mostly Gentle Arts. So a fun palette. Jules just has the best color theories. All right, and then Sunday, this is my last one. This lives in a sleeve that I sewed up. This is Heartstring Samplery Advent Candle Ornaments. The last time this was out, I said that I needed to reassess my floss choices. And this is on 40 count Mallow linen. Where is... Good gravy. Good gravy. This one I think is empty. Oh no, this one has joy. Literally, the word joy. See, I started these during Advent last year, and I started so strong. And then the world came to an end. No, that's wrong. That's a lie. That didn't happen until March. I finished Hope. Yes. And then I have the word peace. And what I decided to do is to make things go faster. I swapped in a green, a variegated green for the leaves, because it was calling for 2 of DMC, and the counting on this 40 is tricky. So this is Gentle Arts green with Envy. The rest of the colors are the same, which is, they're all DMC. Yeah, it's the DMC. So yeah, hope to get some more on this. I would love to say I could maybe get Peace, at least the greenery done on it. We'll see. I don't know. That seems lofty. Like a finish seems lofty. We'll see. Sunday I do a lot of like our get ready for the next week stuff. And so I don't have as much time on Sundays. We'll see. We'll see. I just keep saying we'll see. All right, so what I do need to do before we move on to anything else is I need to spin for my bop for next week. So these are my bops, my wheel o bops. Okay, that's one that is in true fashion, maybe not continuing on. So let's spin again. I have veto power over my wheel. Did that just come up? I don't know, but I'm going to work on it. I want to get some more into the bowl of cherries. So Garden Club it is. All right. That's all she wrote about that. So now let's talk about Stitchy Stash. So it's time for another song. And actually, there is some knitting stuff in here because I needed more filler for my bag. It's joy-filled stashy stash time. It's joy-filled stashy stash time. Oh, my stars in heaven above. I apologize. I'm extra wiggly this evening. This is some good stuff. Okay, so the first thing I'm just going to show you, and not in any too terribly detail, is I got some bamboo double-pointed chigoos. I am doing a baby hat for my daughter's teacher who is having a baby. She just found out what she's having on Saturday. They did a gender reveal. And so I got some yarn at Juju Knits, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute during the yarn haul part of this. And I need some double pointeds because it's like a cute little top knot hat. So these I got, I think, off of Amazon. Let's see. I got some... And Amazon, we need to chat about this. I don't appreciate you putting your very sticky sticker over the label that tells me what size these are. Okay, so these are some 8s. This is a US 8s 32-inch circular. This is for the baby blanket that I am going to be knitting her. And then I got, these are a size 8, 9-inch circular. This is what you start the hat on because it is knit in the round. And you move to the double pointed when you get too small. And then I had purchased these, and then some US 3s with a 40-inch cable. This is for another shawl. So, all the needles. And I figured out a way, I think, to store my circular needles. We shall see if it works. I got another one of the small totes from Amazon. So this is the small size. And then I got a big one. This is for the baby blanket. Because I think it'll hold at least, you know, a couple of the skeins of yarn. So you can see, maybe if I put the small one in front. There is kind of a good amount of difference. But these are really durable. I think they're by slightly different companies. Because like you'll notice this one's not gusseted. While this one is. But anyway, I got 2 bags. They're a very good price. Very good price. Okay, I did buy a project bag, but I could not resist. This is by a seller on cross stitch, stash unloading cross stitch only, I believe. Her name is Shirley, and she makes these beautiful quilted bags. And this one is all Liberty of London fabric. Shut up with that amazingness. I am obsessed with Liberty of London fabric. Pretty much every Easter dress my daughter has had since birth has been in Liberty of London, plus many others. And they're gorgeous. They're like the highest quality cottons. And this bag is beautiful. And I just adore it. And Shirley's a genius. And she puts a cute zipper pull that are scissors. And then she includes inside a fun little craft tag. And I am obsessed with this little girl, and she will be going for sure. She looks like me when I was little. She will for sure be going in my junk journal, my Stitchy junk journal. But she's mending something, or she's cross stitching. I don't know, but she's doing some embroidery stuff. It's so cute, and it has a little ribbon on it. So anyway, that was a fun little thing to surprise to come in the mail. Not a surprise, I bought it. Okay, so then from Stash Unload, a seller was selling some Be Stitch Me fabric. Well, that was like, yes, please. This is, though, first, I don't remember what this is. I'll have to go back and look. But this is, I don't even know that I ordered this, but this is a piece of beautiful linen. It looks to be 40 count in a creamy color. I don't think I bought this. I think this might have just been thrown in for fun, for funsies. And then 2 cuts of 40 count Be Stitch Me's. This first one she's calling Gray. And this one does not have a name, but it reminds me a little bit of Through the Stones. Yes, please. And I love how this gray almost has a purplish to it. And this is a grayish too, but it's got a more like blue-green. These are beautiful. I don't know about this one. I don't think I bought that. But that's very kind if she threw in that very nice cut of fabric also. There's not much more in here, folks. But then I have yarn haul, so that's a little bit longer. All right, so I got my fabric and silk of the month from Be Stitch Me. I apologize, this is crinkly. Let me see if I can get my scissors without toppling everything. Brandy, this was her first month to do silks. So she's doing a silk of the month. I get 27 count Linda as my fabric, and I do the neutral colorway. And this is Mocha. And this is an awesome, awesome neutral. It is fantastic. So this is, and usually she has extras, and they usually end up in a fight night. I don't know if there's fight night tonight. Said I wasn't going to participate last week, and I did. I really don't think I'm going to tonight, because one, I don't think I'm going to be awake. Truly. All right, so this is Silk of the Month for August 2020, and it has 3 colorways: Storm, Monk Should, and Sugar Light. I need to investigate what those mean. All I know is, I think they all mean incredibly amazing, beautiful silks. Truly. All right, so I got 20 yards of Monk Should. Look at how beautiful that is. Insane. I got 10 yards of Sugar Light. What in the heck? These are beautiful. And then 20 yards of Storm. So these are where the were the 50 yards of silk colorway. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, I need to figure out something to stitch with these 3 colors. Like some kind of monochrome because I have 50 yards. Oh my gosh, so good. So good. So I'm glad I'm part of that. I am still waiting, and I would love to know if you subscribe if you get Victorian Motto flosses only, because I'm now floss only. Have you gotten your Julys yet? Because mine are still showing pre-shipment. And I know they've shipped them out, but like, this is 2 months in a row. And now I'm like, it's been a while. It's been like 28 days, 27 days. So I feel badly too, because I know Nancy has a ton and she's only able to take a certain amount to her post office. She won't go in her post office. They will only, maybe they'll only pick up a certain amount each day. But typically, as floss only, I was getting them like mondo fast. When I got fabric, it was much later. Like when I got fabric and floss in June, it took less than this. So we'll see. So I have reached out and just said, I'm going to lighten your load. I'm going to take a break for a while. No harm to them. I think they're a fantastic company. She has an amazing product. You cannot beat her pricing. I need a break. And so I feel like I might reallocate that money to something else. It might have already been reallocated, to be perfectly honest. Yep. Because I got some sub boxes coming from some places. Oh, and Brandy, because she's amazing. I have been looking everywhere, high and low, for these silks, the called for silks for Snow Queen. And they are very not easy to find. That was a really poor grammar sentence. And that one was great too, let me tell you. It calls for porcelain, blue, and monsoon. And these are beautiful. But I reached out to Brandy and I said, hey, because she felt horrible when I won that she didn't have the silks. And I was like, dude, I got the pattern and the floss pack and I can order fabric in a reasonable amount of time from you. It's all good. Like, that's totally fine. I can find him somewhere. Well, I couldn't. And so I reached out to her and emailed her and said, hey, do you have a good idea of who has water lilies like readily available? Like, do you have somebody you know of that has a good stock? And she said, well, what do you need? And I said, I need the water lilies for Snow Queen. I need monsoon and porcelain blue. And she said, well, let me look. I'm dying right now. And I was like, oh my gosh, like literally take however long you need. And mind you, I had ordered them from a website. I will not share that website. And went on radio silent for like over a month. Reached out to them and was like, hey, can you give me any kind of update? Like, because I can go find him somewhere else. Like, I'm totally fine. You've had my money held up for, a while. And I don't know if you even actually can get them or have them. Well, so anyway, Brandy emailed me back and said, yes, I have them. They're this much. I'll send you an invoice. And I was like, totally fine. Cool. And you can send them. I have a couple open orders. I have fabric of the month. I mean, you can throw them in with whatever. Totally fine. Like, I'm not needing them right now. I'm starting September 22nd. And like, I don't think I'll use these very first stitches I put in. Which now I'm beginning to like think this is huge and a massive undertaking. Like, because it takes 2 of these. So bless her, she said, oh, I'll just throw them in your package. You don't have to pay for them. I'm like, Brandy, I need you to stay in business, so let me throw my money at you. So she sent these to me. Well, she sent me 1 of each. And it calls for 2 of each. 2 of each. 2. Good gravy if that's a lot of silk in this start. So I emailed her when it came in. I said, thank you so much. I adore my fabric and silk of the month, because I do. and I can't wait to share them on my video. I got my silks. They're beautiful. Do you have one more of each? Like, do you have, because it calls for 2 of each. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, I totally didn't even think that it da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, please send me an invoice. I think her last response was, no, I didn't have them available when you won the giveaway. I usually give away the silks and the bead packs. I'm going to send them to you. So y'all go shop Brandy. Spend all your money with her because she's amazing and her customer service is fantastic. Like, fantastic. Like, this is above and beyond. This is not necessary. I mean, I'm buying them from somewhere. I'd rather buy them from you. She was then like, when she told me how much they were going to be, she was like, and with your fabric of the month discount. And I'm like, stop. Anyway, so she's sending me them in one of my other packages, which is so, so, so kind of her. So go spend your money. But what's funny is the company that shall not be named, who went radio silent, like the day or two, no, like today maybe even, it said your order has been shipped. So I need to email Brandy and tell her don't send me the other ones because that company is sending them to me. I need to do that like tonight. Yeah. Such is life. All right, I have one more Stitchy thing to share with you, and I want to make sure I tell you correctly. So, Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I've been living under a rock. I knew briefly about them because of their needle minders. They have fantastic, which are now holding needles, actually. Fantastic needle minders. So, I have these 2 plus the koala one, Koala Mommy Baby. They're very strong, super strong. This is Hello Pumpkin, and this is a gingerbread man. Typically they create a needle minder to go with their stitch-alongs or their other, big projects. The Australia one was for charity, actually. So they are starting a new stitch-along, and I had seen Erin 2 Martini Stitcher working on Hello Pumpkin last year, and I was like, that is so fun looking. I love it. Like, I don't need another project, but I'll keep it in the back of my mind. Did not know it was going to be a series. Well, so guess what? They're coming out with a new one. They've come out with a new one, and I think pre-order started the 19th, and I got mine. They contacted me and asked if I wanted to stitch it, and I said, oh my gosh, are you serious? What? And like floored me. And I said, oh my goodness, of course I would. And it was so interesting because I had just like that day had seen their Positivity Rules SAL, which I showed, I think, in last week's video, that I wanted to go ahead and jump on the bandwagon of that and start along with it. Somebody had mentioned they thought that would be cute in my classroom. That's totally what I want to do. I want to do like a wall hanging and hang that in my classroom. I have the perfect spot too. But anyway, and I was like, that sounds amazing. I would love to, what do you need from me? And they're like, your address and your preferred count of fabric. And I was like, okay. So the new stitch along is called Hello Dear, and this is a blurred out image, so it is a tree. So as far as I know, there is going to be maybe a series of these, because you've got Hello Pumpkin, which is the autumn one, which, by the way, I bought the PDF. I have the needle minder, and I've got the DMC already pulled and some fabric, and I will be stitching that one as well. So I got the complete kit with needle minders. So it comes with, in this awesome packaging, comes with your cover image. It tells you about the details of the size and the contents. And then I'm going to show you what all I got. I chose, so there are 3 fabric options. There's 14 count Aida, 16 count Aida, and 28 count even weave. And so I wasn't quite sure. I was actually contemplating, because all of their designs are done in full crosses. I thought, it might be kind of cool. I mean, my preferred count is 18 count. That wasn't an option. So I hemmed and hawed about it, and I thought, okay, well, maybe 16 count. I don't want to do 14 count. Well, I got 28 count even weave because I thought, well, maybe I could do it over one and do it tiny. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. But this one comes with 28 count Zweigert, even weave. I believe this is like an antique white. Comes with a needle. Comes with all the beautiful DMC flosses on a floss card. Gorgeous. Look how fun those colors are. Those scream winter to me. Those blues, reds, greens, creams. So fun. It comes with the color key, which includes the symbol with the color. It comes with the DMC number, and then the number that corresponds to the card. It then comes with some instructions, as well as like some little diagrams. So if this is your first stitching project, it even comes with some instructions, which I think is cool. It is a stitch along, and so the charts will be released in pieces. The first chart releases September 28th, and the last section releases November 23rd, I believe. As far as I know, pre-order kits are already going out. So if you are at all interested in this and you want to start when the first pattern drops, get on it and order. They are a UK company, United Kingdom company, but this got here super quick. I was floored when it already arrived. My other order came very quickly as well. So you will be seeing more of this from me because this is one I would love to keep up with and actually have it ready for Christmas. We shall see, because I remember Erin, 2 Martini Stitcher, and how she was like, this is going to be awesome. And it is awesome, but it's bigger than it appears. So I'm trying to get this back in here, but it's sticking to the paper. Okay, because I want to make it all nice again. The other thing that I got that came with it, and you can get this as, you can get, so there's a couple of purchasing options. You can purchase the full kit. You can purchase just a PDF chart if you just want to kit it yourself with the DMC and your own linen Ada even weave. Or you can get, there's a needle minder too that can come with the full kit. And how stinking adorable is that beautiful needle minder? I'm hoping this design is in there because I love that little robin. And it comes in a cute little pouch. Isn't that so neat? So here's the fun part of all of this, right? So let me see if I've shared all the details. Okay, pre-orders open. Go buy one. Okay, it's super reasonable for a full kit. Comes in several cuts. Comes with the DMC. Comes with the, you can get it with a needle minder. I think there's a full kit with the needle minder, full kit without. I don't know if the needle minders are limited, so I would say if you for sure want one, go as soon as possible. I don't know who all else is going to be sharing this. I know Erin is also stitching it, so she will be sharing it when she gets it. Here's the fun part. If you would like to purchase it, I have a discount code for you. So if you are purchasing either the PDF chart, PDF pattern only, or the full kit, use JOY10. It will be in the description box, as well as the link directly to the item. Also, Caterpillar Cross Stitches Facebook group will be linked below, and some other awesome things. They also encourage you, and I did this, and I was blown away with what I got, to join their kind of VIP mailing list. You'll kind of get to know about new releases and things first, but you get like a little packet sent to you with like 6 free patterns. There's 6 free charts, and they are cute, cute, cute. So again, Joy10, if you are all interested in stitching. Hello dear along with me. It's so cute. And so I am going to be having 3 Caterpillar cross stitches going simultaneously, because here's the biggest grand plan, and I think I didn't share this in plans. So Jen Lee, Corks and Stitches, had a brainwave. She is turning 40, I believe, in February of 2022. And her goal is to be less than 40 WIPs, because she's right around 100 right now. Less than 40 WIPs, or 40 or less WIPs by her 40th birthday. So 40 by 40. And I was like, that's genius. So I literally, when I saw it on an Instagram story, I was like, that is the coolest idea ever. And if my 40th birthday was not on October 13th, I would totally be on board. I said, maybe I need to do 42 by 42. So, I have a lot of WIPs, folks. I haven't shown my all WIPs wheel, and it doesn't have all my new starts or all the things I have planned. But I will possibly be at triple digits come New Year if I don't finish too many more things. So my thing is, I'm giving myself free reign to start anything and everything I want between now and my birthday on October 13th. Not more than one a day, though. And I do have some that are planned because I am stitching along or starting along with people. But come my birthday, I will begin my journey to 42 WIPs, 42 by 42, which will give me 2 years to narrow my WIPs down to 42. Now, does that mean I'm not going to start anything? I've abandoned the idea of no new starts. I can't do it. I can't. I cannot put that restriction on myself. I've learned by now that when given like, no, you cannot eat chocolate cake, all I want is chocolate cake. No, you cannot start anything, all I want to do is start stuff. So I can't do it. Just know it by now. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to have to earn new starts, basically by finishing things, which is fine by me. I have some things I really want to work on and finish. And my goal would be to finish oldest projects to newest projects. And if I come across something that I'm just not feeling, I'm going to have to really justify getting rid of it. Because, like, that's the easy way to get to 42 is to be like, I don't like those 50 projects. That isn't how this is going to work. So that's my goal. So, 42 by 42. So, basically, I have to be at 42 WIPs by my 42nd birthday, which is October 13th of 2022. Start all things until then. So, hashtag start timber and hashtag start all the things until my mind explodes. All right, I want to show you a little bit of yarn haul, and then we're about done. Okay, so I did a pickup order from one of our local yarn shops. This is their bag. It's W7W because it's West 7th wool, because we have streets that are numbered, and so it's on West 7th, and so West 7th wools. So I got a pair of Jigos. I told you I was replacing all of my Addy Turbos. If you like Addy Turbos, watch my Destash because there are a literal ton coming. I'm also going to have some bamboo circulars, but I'm basically replacing all to these. So this is a US 4 40-inch cable. Again, I have a shawl in mind that's on 4s. And then I got a couple yarns. This one was on sale. And this is Frolicking Feet. It's Done Roving Yarns. And this is their Frolicking Feet. So this is a fingering. It's a superwash merino, and it is in the colorway Copper Pennies. And it was on sale, and I think it's so pretty. This is by Chicken Coop Dye Works, and this is their Foghorn, which is their fingering weight, is what they call their fingering weight. And this is the colorway Asparagus. I've never seen asparagus this color, but I kind of want to because this is insanely beautiful. I love it. And it's super soft. Superwash merino and nylon. And then I got one more from them. I wanted to try Hedgehog Fibers. This is their sock yarn. And this is in the colorway Pistachio. I've heard great things about Hedgehog from Nicole. Who else has knitted with Hedgehog? I don't know. I don't remember. Jessie Marie, has she used Hedgehog maybe? Maybe Jan Hicks has used Hedgehog. I don't know, but it's beautiful. And so I'm excited. I don't know what all of these are for, but I see them and I'm like, I don't have anything like that. Okay. Now, I did go to this amazing shop here, and I set up an appointment. It's by appointment only, and it's an incredible shop. And Beverly, thank you so much for recommending them. It was so sweet when the owner, Julie is her name, said, oh my gosh, my friend Beverly said you were going to come in. And I had the best time and the best treatment in there. So Beverly, thank you so much. This is their cute bag with their logo. And this is a shop called Juju Knits, Juju Knits. They don't have like online commerce, but they post a lot on their social media of what they have. I'll link their Facebook. And I feel certain that if you even said like, hey, I see this, would you ship it to me? She might. I'm not sure. If you're not local to Fort Worth or close to Fort Worth. Now, I do know there's a big North Texas yarn crawl happening, but they're doing it in a very safe way. And Juju Knits is part of it, and I think West 7th Wools is also. Okay, so I had this idea, and it didn't pan out, but this is beautiful yarn, and I'm going to figure out something. Plus, she was having a sale on all of her Cascade, Barocco, and one other kind. But these are some beautiful Cascades in Hampton is the type, and it is a Pima cotton and linen blend, and it's kind of a DK, I would say. I actually have a pink one of these, but it's in the other room too, and I think these are beautiful. So I think I'm going to knit something with them. I don't know what yet, but maybe some kind of stripey something, because these are all my favorite colors. That's why I love these. I caught this one. I could not resist it. One, because it's Ron and Hermione forever, and two, it's beautiful. So this is from Dye to Spin, your stash supplier, and this is a 75/25 merino nylon sock. And they have an Etsy shop, but this is called Ron and Hermione Forever. And I have a super simple shawl pattern that I think this would be perfect for, that really will let this yarn shine. It doesn't have a lot of intricacies in it, and I think it will be really pretty. But I don't have any plans to start that yet. And then for the baby hat, I am going to be doing it in this Barocco Comfort, which is a nylon acrylic blend, which is perfect because it's very washable. So I got this really pretty white, but it's kind of like a winter white. And then I got this, and it's probably not going to show up. Maybe if I show it next to the white, but it's this really pretty light blushy pink. So it's going to be white with a pink bow, because it has a cute little bow detail, knitted detail. So I have those, and then the pink matches. I got like some of this to do the baby blanket, and the blanket I am doing is just a simple garter rib blanket that I've done before in the past. So that's my yarn haul, which leaves us as one final thing, which is Angel Kindness card. Sorry, I have something itching my eye. Pulled out fibers and it made my eye itch. So this is a beautiful, these are the Angel Kindness cards from Teresa Kogut. Comes with 52 cards in the box, and this one is the one I picked to focus on. And this one says, spend as much time with your loved ones as possible. It's time you'll never regret, and time you'll never get back. And I love this because one thing I realized in all of this nonsense that's been going on since March, I don't want to call it nonsense because it's not nonsense. I mean, it is truly a worldwide, very sad and solemn thing. But all of this that's been going on since March, I viewed it in a very negative way initially. But very quickly, I tried to realize that I was given a gift of time with my daughter that I had not had since she was newborn to 7 months old, before I went back to work. And what a gift it has been. What a blessing it has been. She is an incredible little human, and I am so proud to be her mom, and like blessed to be her mom. And what a cool thing to have all that time with her. I got to be her teacher a little bit too, which was kind of fun. And I'm kind of missing that right now. I mean, we have our time in the evenings, but it's not near what it was. And so it's not that I'm wishing that we can go back to shelter at home and, you know, be in lockdown or anything like that again. I love that we're back in school. I am much happier. I am enjoying every day that I go to work. I'm excited to get up and see what the day brings. But I miss all the time that she's across the hall from me. Granted, she is just across the hall from me, but it isn't like I can bust in there and give her hugs all day long. So, needless to say, that was a reminder to me that especially on the weekends, I need to pause and spend more time with her. and during the weeks, in the evenings. We need to just have our time. So I would encourage you to look at that as a blessing as well, especially if you are a parent who is at home with your children and they are trying to do online school. Been there, done that. My daughter and I are not a great fit educationally. We're two of a kind, and we butt heads. We are both exceptionally stubborn. And so she thought she knew best, and I knew best. And never the twain shall meet in a positive reaction. So needless to say, we learned some things about each other. We learned to have patience with each other. But I will say that if you are at home with your children and dealing with technology and dealing with online learning for who knows how long, know that I'm thinking about you, and I know that it's not easy, it's not ideal, but there can be joyful moments in that, in the frustration, in the concern, in the whatever it is you're feeling. We are in a great place where we can be open right now, but who knows? I mean, truly, who knows? It could be one day we're there and the next day we get word that we have to close for 2 weeks or close for a month or whatever. I don't know. And I'm trying to be very flexible in that. And I'm trying to teach Joyful Little One to have flexibility. We are both planners. We are both structured and routine. I think that's why March hit us so hard, and April as well. And it took until I hit my lowest, and then it's been all uphill from there. So with that, I think I've chatted with you enough and shared enough with you. I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead, that you're able to maybe get some stitching squeezed in into whatever your life is full of right now. Or if you knit, also you can find some fun times in knitting or crochet or diamond painting or coloring or drawing or whatever it is that brings you contentment, brings you just a positiveness. So with that, I will bid you so long, stitch well. I'll see you soon, my friends. Goodbye. Goodbye, and I will see you next Friday.